Hey everybody, and welcome back. Well, I hope I didn't confuse you too much by putting a video out on Saturday. I'd forgotten I was going to that trial yesterday because today's Monday, but it was the last one of the season for the sort of vintage group that I ride with. They're mad keen on having series here. You can't just put on 3 or 4 trials. There's got to be a series and end of year awards and all sorts of stuff. So anyway, Bob, who rode the modernised Enfield this year, did I tell you we had a little gearbox problem, and I obviously haven't looked at it yet. So just to finish off and get his 3 rides out of 5 in the prehistoric class, he rode the standard Enfield, which he really enjoyed. He said it worked perfectly. Everything was really nice. So that was that. I got 2 tiny bits of video which I'll stick on the end, because I thought to myself, well, since I'm not riding this time, I'll be able to take video. And I waited for Bob to come round on the Enfield, and a friend by the name of Dave Derry was riding the Triumph. He came round, I watched them both through one section, and then just as I think it was Dave was coming through, he just got the end of the section and the battery went on the phone, because I was just doing it with my phone. So that rather scotched that, but I'll stick them on the end anyway. It wasn't that particularly exciting a section, but there you go. What's that knocking? I'll have to go out and have a look at that. Anyway, so what was I going to say? I can't remember that. Knocking's put me off now. So it was a good day. It was cold, but fortunately it was at a chap's farm, and his workshop had a wood stove in. I could keep going in there. But so I had a good walk round, and there we go. All right, so let's just knock on, get the end of this tank done. And it suddenly struck me, I haven't even opened the box I'm in yet. I've got to pull the electronic ignition out, because we've got to mount the coil and the little black box under here somewhere. So we'll get all that done, and then we can move on to 2 things. We can move on to making the skin for this, making the top, and I can get this all dismantled, finish off the bronzing and paint it, and we can build up our proper rolling chassis. I don't know if you can see, I've got to finish off that little bit with the prop stand, because you remember I want to maybe put a curve in it, and even if I don't, I've got to put a foot on it. So let's get stuck in and do a little afternoon's work. Alright, so I think we're going to slightly curve this in a bit more to tidy the end up. But I think what I'm going to do, as I say, is just cut this at an angle. There's no need to, it's inside, just be flat, and then we'll cut a piece to fit on there that will be bent to come back here. So because that's so rigid, you know, I think I'll cut this while it's on here. So what we need to do is decide where we can actually cut that. I think. Like that. So we'll cut that there, cut that along there, both sides, and then make a piece to fit in, and then when we've got that fitted in there, we'll mark a little lip and we'll fold that edge over. Yeah, we've got enough space. Actually, I should have put that a bit further in, I think. I'm just forgetting about the lip. See how easy it is to forget things. Alright, so let me go and get a hacksaw and cut this off. Alright, there's the bit cut out. Heating's just come on, it's getting chilly. So as usual, first thing, cardboard template. Then a piece of alloy. So that is going to get welded into there like thusly, and and then the tank is going to be here, so that's going to be one side's going to be connected to the other. Alright, so let me go. I've moved the welder back over to where it should be, so let me go over to the welding table, clean this up and weld it in. Then we'll see about folding the lip round. Okay. Alright, so there's that piece welded in, both sides actually. Didn't go too badly. So now I've got to sand that off both sides a bit, mark our 1/4 inch or whatever I said it was. Let's say that's going to be really close to there, the bother. And then I'll show you, we'll get the pliers and start to go around and fold this edge over all the way around. Right, I've sanded these welds out so that they'll bend. They might well crack, but I can finish them off. So then I've chosen how wide I wanted this to be, and I've gone all the way around. I don't know if you can see that, and I've put a mark all the way. So let me put that to one side. So the next thing, where have I put them? There they are. Make sure you're still in view, is with our pliers. And we start to go around on the line. And the thing is not to try and do too much in one go. If you try and bend it all the way, you'll start to put little crimps and creases in. So you just put your pliers up to the line and go all the way around. This course is still annealed from last time because we haven't done any work on the edge of it to re-harden it. You're not worried about marking it because it's not going to be seen. So I'll go around like that. I won't show you all that, and I'll show you sort of as I come back each time and do a little bit more bend. Right, so now you can see, oh sorry, I think you can just sort of, the light's catching to show you I've got a little curve on the edge that goes all the way around. So now to keep going, we'll just do it more the same line. When I get it right over, I can start to work it with body hammer. It should be able to see, well you might not be, but it's going more and more round. Okay, getting to be more of a thing. So again, let me go all the way around. Right, so there it is, all the way around with the pliers. Tell you what, it doesn't have to get at your hand. I'm going to have a blister there. So you can see it's folded over. Can you see that? Yes, you can see that's folded over. So now I'm just going to go around with a hammer and smooth it out a little bit. And then the final thing is to go around on something like this that I can this one's got curves, it's got a thin bit to get into places like that. See? And get right into there with that. Oops. Just trying to hold it so you can see. Anyway, you get the idea. And I've got round bits for in here and things like that. So I'll just tidy it all up. And actually we'll go and have a quick look because I'm going to knock off in a minute. And there we have the lip on it. So now we can make our it's shaping up a little bit more, but then that'll be like that. So that's it for today. See you tomorrow. So here we go, another day. Actually, I just took our Honda CR-V in to get the transmission fluid changed and the filter. And the repair shop, we're very fortunate, it's just down the bottom of the hill. So I dropped it off and I walked back up the hill and that seemed fine. It's just over a quarter of a mile. It's quite a steep hill, but everything felt good. Right! We have two things to mount. We have this. We have this. Now usually I mount that in there like that. So I can do that just the same. I can actually get my finger in to put the nut on the back. Or a bolt to put the bolt on. Then I have only a quarter of an inch. So that on there, but so that we know that's completely clear because that's inside the tube. So we'll do that as normal. Now I was thinking of mounting this there like that. Because you probably aren't going to be able to see this, but I'm going to have to dodge down. Oh, actually that goes on there fucking perfectly. It's clear of the tank, I think. Is it? The tank squished down? Yep. Because that actually fits perfectly there. Just like that. So, of course, the awkward thing here now is I want to... Usually I weld this bracket or bronze this bracket onto the frame. Normally I put them up there. So do I want to bronze that on there or... See, I can't get a drill down easily now because of this. It'll come up that way. Anyway, let's drill this hole first and mount that one. So let me go and get a 1/4 inch drill bit, or actually it's probably 6mm bolts, but we'll see if we can get it with a 1/4 inch. Alright, there's that on there. Wasn't too difficult to get on, actually I put a lock on it on. I was able to get in through the hole on this side just with a pair of forceps to hold it while I tightened this up, and then I could get an open-ended spanner in to hold it while I tightened it right up. And that goes on there and it's not touching. So that's that on. So the next thing is, what do we do about the ignition coil? So let me give that a bit of a think. I've got a longer 1/4 inch one than that. Let me fiddle around. All right, so there's that bolted on there. I should have filmed this really as a how-to thing. But anyway, I had a great big long, as you can see there, look, drill, but it was still at a bit of an angle. So at the end was wandering slightly. Actually, it's a brand new long 1/4 inch drill, so it's sharp. So what I did was, where is it? There it is. I got my die grinder with a little round-ended burr in it, and I just sort of ground a little divot, one there, to act as if I'd punched it. Then when I put the drill down, it didn't wander. Okay, now I'm looking at these other wires. Now they go over there. These I don't think I want them to come round here, so when I've got everything dismantled and I can get at the bottom, I'm going to drill about a 3/8 hole there, put a rubber grommet in it, and then the wires can go through there straight down the bottom. So let me pull you back a little bit. Oh, little bit is the thing. So let's see. Now these couple of wires go around here. That goes to be earthed on there. And as you know, I'm not just going to have it earthed to the frame. We've also got, where is it? With the kill switch, there's an earth on there as well. So I'll earth this to that, earth the kill switch, but I'm going to take a wire across onto the actual engine, rather than relying on the earth going to the frame, through the engine mounting bolts, etc. We'll have this done nicely. Alright, so that'll go on there, that's going to go on there, that is going to go on there, everything is clear under here, and this course is going to come and go to there. So that'll be out of the way as well. So everything looks good there. Right, next thing. What is the next thing? Okay, so that's all done. I can dismantle that and start to get it ready for painting. So the next thing is I'm going to do a couple of slight mods to this. Hang on, let me make sure you can see all of this, which you can't. Hold your chairs. I'm still moving, yep. To there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is break that there, fold this down, so that'll go down there. And then I'm going to shorten these slightly. See, that one's come loose, I've got to weld that on there. And then I'm going to make that, instead of it keeping going up there, I'm going to bring it down a little bit into that. So I'll cut them off, lower this thing, and that's where the filler cap's going to go. Got a bit of twisting and tweaking to do on that, but as I say, it's a lot easier to just make a couple of mods to that than set to and make a completely new one. Alright, so let's press on. Right, well, so I've been fiddling around with this for ages, deciding exactly how I wanted the two ends, because I've modified them. And then when I was welding these pieces back in, my God, I either didn't get them to stick, or I'd think, okay, and then suddenly, bonk, I'd melt through and it'd fall off. So that's been annoying. I probably shouldn't get annoyed, should I? So anyways, you can see at this end, we've got a nice gap here. So the fuel will flow around, one tap will be fine. I couldn't exactly decide what to do here. You may remember there was another rib. But I always had trouble forming this, well, I say always, I've only made two. Both times I had trouble forming this end. So what I'm going to try, because I can always revisit it if it doesn't work, is to just make this curve using this line, that line, and sort of this line. Get all this to fit and then slowly work this end till it meets around. I think that'll be okay. So that's fine, I'll be able to take that off there. So the last thing for me to look at, it's 10 to 4. Let's see if I can sort out the prop stand, because what I'd like to do is get this all dismantled, and while I'm fiddling on with this, you know, I can be painting. Alright? Oh, just a thought, if any of you were wondering, the other day that knocking suddenly outside, can you see? Hold on a second. There you go. Okay, up there you'll see I've got one of those air conditioners. Normally goes in the window, I just stuck it through there. Anyway, when I walked round, there was a blue jay, which is a biggish sort of bird, that flew off from there. So I think for some reason, that's almost under the eave, and I tend to get robins building a nest on it. So I don't know if he was banging, but that's right where the noise was. Anyway, let me look at this prop stand. There it is on the prop stand. I've actually got a little bit of wood under it. That's leaning over maybe a little bit more than I usually do it. I suppose I could measure the other ones. But the thing is, you know, we're on solid level ground here, so yeah, it would probably stand happily like that. Actually, I could put 2 bits of wood under it. But what I find is, if you have it a little bit too vertical, although it might be, as I say, perfectly stable here, you're at a trial, you're out riding, and if the ground isn't completely level, then you don't have much leeway. You know, if you've got a little bit of a slope or it's humpy and what have you, then it doesn't take much for it to be vertical. So I like to have it leaning over a fair bit so I can take that into account. See, here I could put it on a slope and still have it stable. So I might just put a foot on it, you know, just a flat foot so that it doesn't sink in. I mean, I can, what I have done in the past when I've put too much is I'll put a piece in here to move that like that. But actually this time I don't think, because sometimes I've done them and they've been out here. It's one of those things, it's amazing, everything seems right, and when you put it together you think, oh, that didn't come out like they expected. So I could make a foot for it with a little bit of tube on, welded onto there to give myself a 1/2 inch. Yeah, let's have a look at that. Alright, I'm knocking off because I've just welded on, look, a little extension slightly at an angle for that. And of course, I've welded it on the wrong way around. It should point the other way. So I'm miffed about that, and it's the end of the week, so that's going to be it. I might come out on Sunday and saw that off and do it right. That's annoying. Alright, so anyway, until I see you again, stay safe and enjoy yourselves.